Welcome back to another Robby video. Dun dun. Anyway, welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen. In this one, I want to just hone in on something that I've been talking a lot about. Is mostly the Robby's character arc and Johnny's character arc, you know, coming to a head. And I want them to bury the hatchet, you know? I feel like this shouldn't be something that's dragged out anything longer than the next season. I feel like Season 4 is not just an opportunity for the bad guys to win, but it's also an opportunity to freshen up the show. I know I did a video a while ago about why Season 3 needed to happen. And essentially, what I went into in that video was the reason you had Hawk and Miguel going into Eagle Fang and Robby going to Cobra Kai and people switching dojos and new alliances is because they needed to shake things up. Otherwise, it would become very stale. But I feel like even then, it's still that's very surface level. I want something that's a bit even deeper than that. I want something that's even more nuanced and fresh. I want this to be an opportunity in Season 4 to really start to branch out into completely new territory. Completely new. So that's why the bad guys have to win this season. So Season 5 can be a lot of setup, a lot of payoff, and Season 6 can be the end game and the final payoff. But I don't want to wait till Season 6 for Johnny and Robby to bury the hatchet. I want scenes of them together in 5 and 6. I really feel like this has gone on long enough between them. And I feel like every single time that they've had some kind of... there's been opportunity there for them to really grow and bond. There's always something that comes up along the way. Now, do I believe that Robby will go back to them at the end of the Season 4? In the video I did not too long ago about will Robby switch sides, I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be too soon. But I do feel like the ending of Season 4 will perfectly lay the foundation and lay the groundwork for Robby and Johnny to bury the hatchet at last. Because I just feel like you don't want to drag it out too long. I feel like Season 3, as great as it was, with Johnny and Robby fighting, you know, it's like, I won't fight you, and then Robby's unleashing on him. I feel like that's the peak of it. That is the peak of it. And Season 4, Robby's going to channel that anger. He's going to put all that anger and aggression to every single fighter in that tournament and get the dub and get the trophy. Hands down. But I do feel like, as much as that will get the anger out of him, he still needs to deal with his father. And Johnny needs to absolutely deal with him. Because I think, if anything, what Season 3 showed is that Johnny still, and as much as I love Johnny, as much as we all love Johnny, his son is going this route because of him. It's not because of Daniel. It's not because of Miguel, it's because of him. It's because of Johnny not being there for him. And Johnny's even acknowledged this in arguably what is one of my favourite scenes in the entire show, is when Miguel and Johnny are sat down at the burger joint to talk about it. And, you know, Miguel gets the detail and whatever, and Miguel being just the amazing dude that he is, just taking it all in and seeing it from another perspective. And that's why Miguel's the heart and soul of the show. But Johnny acknowledges this, and it just feels like they wouldn't put that there without some kind of foundation or narrative to push on. And I feel like the ending of Season 2, where before the school fight, where they're sat in the car, I've highlighted that scene many times. It's one of my favourites in the whole like show's history, just purely because it's just a simple scene of dialogue between two characters, you know, two people who have been on opposite ends of the spectrum for so long. It felt nice, it felt refreshing, and then obviously everything went to shit, but it was very refreshing to see father and son finally having a talk. And you see in that scene that Johnny he ignores Miguel's phone call, and that's the conflict that Johnny's dealing with, is does he choose Miguel, his second chance, or does he favour his son, who he should have been there for from the beginning? That's the dynamic that Johnny's in. But even Robby says in that car scene, I know you don't want to hear it, but I learnt a lot from Mr. LaRusso. You could learn a lot from him. What are Johnny and Daniel now doing? They are now together. They are now on the same page, which then opens the floodgates for so much of what we've been expecting to happen. So, with Robby saying it, and them now merging dojos. And I think Johnny and Daniel, as much as they will bicker this season and whatnot, I think there'll come a moment, as we saw in the images, where it looks like maybe there's a bit of wreckage. I don't know if that's because of a storm or if it's because the dojo's been trashed again. But I feel like they're going to bury it, and then they're going to be on the same page. And Daniel was something of a surrogate. He was a father to Robby. You know, he was a father that was absent for all of Robby's life. So essentially, when Robby gets out of juvie, you know, after dealing with both of their individual BS for the first half of season 3, and they're still arguing, even after everything. Like, as funny as it is when he's like, seriously? Like, as funny as it is, it adds to the frustration of his character. Like, come on. You're still doing this? After all of this, you're still bickering. So that's just like, it's like, okay, I don't want either of you. You two are annoying me. I'm just going to go to Kreese. And, you know, I know people have said that he's an idiot for going to Kreese, but can you really blame him? You know, like, what option did he have? You know, I mean, yes, he could have gone with Daniel and Johnny, but it's not like it was an easy choice for him. It was just more of the lure of Cobra Kai was so strong. And even Tori, you know, the level that Tori now potentially could go to because of the scenes that she's had with Robby, it is some of my favourite aspects of this show. It's just the lure of Cobra Kai is what drew him to it. And I feel like the ending of season 3, where he's unleashing on Johnny, he's going all out. This is like Star Wars vibes, father versus son. It's more than just a parallel. It's more also speaks volumes of what will be center stage in season 4. Now, obviously, with Miguel and Hawk, this is where Daniel comes in. Daniel can help Hawk find the balance that he needs to be secure as Eli, to own up to what he's done, and to, you know, give him some defense. And once you give Hawk defense, I mean, he's gonna be a top dog. And then Miguel, you know, you've got the former Karate Kid, the new Karate Kid. Like, it's perfect. So then, with Daniel and Johnny on the same page, their biggest problem, both of them, throughout the 3 seasons thus far, is they've been struggling to balance everything. Johnny's been struggling to balance his dojo with his commitment to his son and his bond with Miguel. He's been struggling to balance all 3. Daniel has been struggling to do his business, his commitment to his family, and, you know, his commitment to upholding the Miyagi legacy. Now with both of them on the same page, the opportunity to pay off everything that they've been struggling with is so strong. There could be days where maybe Johnny's training everyone at the dojo and Daniel's in the dealership, or Daniel's at the dojo and Johnny's in the dealership. Stuff like that. And hey, you know, maybe Robby could go back and work there. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm just saying that the opportunities are now there, with them being on the same page, that I feel like the opportunity to maybe show Tori another way, show Robby another way. I mean, personally, I don't know about Kyler, but Kyler for me should just stay in Cobra Kai for the whole thing. I just feel like he's one of them kind of dudes that just fits Cobra Kai, no matter if it's Kreese, Silver, Johnny. He fits perfectly over there. But I just want this to come to a conclusion, if you know what I mean. I want this to come to a conclusion so we can see father and son for season 5 and 6. You know, and it's not like Robby and Miguel have to be best buddies. They're never going to be. There's too much bad blood between them. But, you know, essentially Daniel and Johnny could say, hey, don't wait 30 years to bury the hatchet like we did, because look what it's done. You could argue the school fight, you know, Robby going wayward, Miguel being put in a coma, Sam having PTSD, Tori having problems, is because of Daniel and Johnny, because they failed to put their rivalry aside, and then Kreese came back into the fold, you know, and it's just like an effect, like a butterfly effect of everything. So I just feel like now is the perfect time in season 4, not in season 4 as a whole, at the end of season 4, lay the foundation for it. Plant that seed. Because there's only 2 seasons left. And I feel like, in my gut, Silver is the big bad. Now, if Robby and Miguel were to be on the same page, you need a common enemy. Because they are with arguably the 2 best, you know, out of the kids. They are arguably the 2 best. If you have them on the same page, you need someone who is equal to and or better than against them. And the way I feel like Cobra Kai is going, I could see a world where you even have Tori on the same page as them as well. Just because the details that have been put through this show. But it's very unclear at the moment because it all depends on where season 4 ends up. So I don't want to predict too far into the future because we've still got season 4 to go through. But I just feel like now is the time, you know, have season 4 be the season that Robby gets his own back on his father. And then you start to plant the seed to bring him home. And he doesn't have to go back to Miyagi-Do in season 5. He doesn't have to do that. I'm just saying him and Johnny, or him and Daniel even, need to bury the hatchet. Bury it. Do something fresh. Give me something new, something different, something that we haven't seen before. Because while you could milk it for 6 seasons, I feel like it will have it has a shelf life, you know? It has a shelf life. And now we're at the peak of the frustration of father and son. We're at the peak of it. I feel like follow through. Commit. Go all in with this. Go all in. Absolutely all in. And then what you do is once you've hit the peak, you then are in the cooling off period. Then you plant the seed, and you bring him home. That's what needs to happen. But before that, I need to stress, before Robby even thinks about going home, before Robby even buries the hatchet with Johnny, before Robby even buries the hatchet with Daniel, he needs to be Mike Barnes 2.0. Like, he's got to be full-on bad boy this season. And I know people might not think that's in his character. True, but he's in such a vulnerable state. I could see him doing stuff that he doesn't want to do. You know, because when you have Kreese in his ear, and he's already unleashing on his father within a matter of moments, imagine what Silver's going to be doing with Silver in his ear. You know, the potential is there. The potential is there. But I really want them to bury the hatchet. I just feel like, you know, regardless of where Robby ends up, I just want Johnny and Robby to just have a consensus, you know, like, come to an understanding. Because I feel like Robby and Miguel will come to an understanding before Robby and his father do. Like, I think Miguel, as much as he will hold bitterness to Robby for kicking him over a railing, I mean, who wouldn't? It's just, I think back to the season 3 finale of when, before Robby says, "Get out of here, all of you." If you look at Miguel's face, he doesn't look angry. He looks like he's like, man, he's almost pitiful. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know, so it's all up in the air at the moment. You know, I said season 4 really needs to really continue the shake-up. And I feel like Hawk and Robby, that could take center stage as the main rivalry. Bar Sam and Tori. Like, Sam and Tori for me is the rivalry of the show. Daniel and Johnny have a rivalry, but it's more of a buddy cop kind of thing now. Miguel and Robby is based on misunderstanding and perception. Hawk and Robby, there's some bad blood there. But Sam and Tori, I feel like, it is a full-on rivalry. These two hate each other. They don't like each other. It's apparent. But yeah, guys and girls, this video went on a lot longer than I intended, but leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, you know, we're so close to season 4, and I honestly, because I know where Robby's character is going. That's why I'm excited to talk about him a lot, because I know where he's going. I know exactly what's in store for his character. I've seen it 1,000 times. We all have. Anakin Skywalker, Harry Osborn, Ben Solo. It's entrenched in storytelling. It always has been. And I feel like what's great about Cobra Kai is you don't have to be Team Miguel or Team Robby or Team Hawk, because the real enemy is life. But I think once season 4 is done, I feel like there's going to be no grey. I think there's going to be a clear-cut villain. And I think Silver's going to be the clear-cut villain. I think he's going to take center stage as the big bad. Because who can you top Silver with? No one. So you have season 4, the bad guys win. Season 5, maybe you have conflict between Kreese and Silver. And then season 6, Silver's the big villain. Silver's the big bad. And if you haven't seen it, check out Ken Cole's video on it. He even says that it could be a double-edged sword bringing Silver back into the fold. And I completely agree that, yes, Silver and Kreese this season, where they will beat Johnny and Daniel is while Johnny and Daniel are bickering, Kreese and Silver will be on the same page. You know, they may have a bit of disagreement here or there, but they'll be on the same page for all intents and purposes. But if you look back to Karate Kid 3, Silver was in the driving seat, not Kreese. And the way the show's established, Kreese is in the driving seat. So, you know, who's the alpha of the group? You know, it can lead to, you know, it can lead to problems. I'm just saying, down the road, it can lead to an issue. But yeah, guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Another Robby video! But the thing is with these videos is, I show you how it links to other characters. And, you know, it further highlights how good other characters are. You know, and seeing the evolution of where we started with Johnny to where he is now. Johnny's just gone from... I mean, Johnny's amazing. Like, I mean... And Miguel, I mean... Come on. That, honestly, I bar a few mistakes, like, because Miguel has made mistakes. Miguel is just that dude, man. That dude is the man. But guys and girls, I'll see you in the comment section down below, and with it being a Robby video, I could do another Robby video as the tagline, but instead I'm just gonna go, "You are weak."